Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode of Life Goes On. If you're new here, please subscribe to the YouTube channel first if you're watching this, or follow my Spotify or SoundCloud at Life Goes On and my Instagram page at Life Goes On the podcast. And let's get into this nitty-gritty stuff. I'm having a pretty good day. I'm not gonna lie. I've been super tired today for some reason. I really don't understand why. I have had really good sleep. I like things are supposed to be good. Like I had a really productive day yesterday. I haven't done any crazy strenuous exercise or something like that. I haven't had a incredible intense workout. So I am very confused, but I do think it's the weather. I'm very sensitive to weather for some reason. Even though it's like sunny, I still feel like just the weather changes from winter to spring is something that kind of affects me physically. As like mentally, I'm feeling really good because of the sun. I feel much more positive and happy and everything like that, like ready for the day, productive. But my body is just drained, and it's really annoying because I have like a lot to do these days and I want to do these things. Like I'm actually like mentally motivated to do them, but my body is just like, I would never want to do anything. But yeah, yesterday I had a nail appointment, and I don't know if you can see it, but my nails are kind of like sparkly gold, and I'm kind of living for it because they match my skin color, which I didn't think was going to happen. Like I saw the color and I was like, oh, it's cute, but it looks a little bit dark, but we'll see. But it actually matches it really, really well, which is great for my job because they're like only natural nails. And I'm like, okay, but I have natural nails with sparkle. Please pay me. Anyways, so I watched two things this weekend. I watched The Banshees of Inisherin. I think that's how you say it. Oh my goodness, guys. I didn't think it was going to be funny and hilarious. It was so funny, but it was also so weird and like different. And I was living for it. I watched it in the cinema with my boyfriend. I really highly recommend it, and I see why it's nominated for an Oscar because it's so good. It's really good. Like I wouldn't say it's something crazy. Like it's pretty simple for the most part, but the acting and the story, the way it's constructed is so good and so funny. Then it turns a little bit dark, but I won't spoil that for you. I won't tell you what happens, but it's very, very good, and I highly recommend you watch it. Especially like in the cinema when like things were really funny and people were just laughing together. I love going to the cinema because then everybody reacts at the same time in real time. You know what I'm saying? So that movie has been watched, ticked off my list, ready for the film club because it was part of like that little list for my film club. So I guess another movie is out. But I also watched Drive to Survive season 5. I'm a new Formula One watcher. I've been watching Formula One since the start of last year when the 2022 races. That's when I started like really keeping up and watching. And so I binged watched Drive to Survive, and then I watched the new season this weekend, and it's full of drama. But okay, have you noticed how in Drive to Survive, if you watch it, I'm sorry if this does not apply to you because you're probably really bored right now, but the way that they dramatize it so obviously, like it's so in your face that it's over dramatic because that they're like one of the guys, I think it was the Alpine guy, not the CEO, but the man, whatever, the guy on the TV that talks in Alpine's name, that takes care of everything. He was like, I really want to win because losing is painful. And I'm like, dude, like, duh. Like, literally, duh. Like, you don't like to lose. You're in fucking Formula One. Of course you don't like to lose. Like, it's the way that they say certain things is like literally duh. Like it's literally just trying to fit in as much as possible in one episode and make it as dramatic as possible and have them talk as much as possible. But they're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to say? It's literally just cars going vroom vroom with a lot of money involved. It's not as deep as people seem to think it is. And it's obviously over dramatized for Netflix's sake, but it's just so funny sometimes the way that they speak. They're just like, this is a problem, or like, we love winning. And I'm like, or like, they're like, we're here to win. And I'm like, I sure hope you are. You've spent millions of dollars on these cars and these drivers. I really hope the goal is to win. Like, you're racing. Like, there's either win or lose. Like, there's no in between. It's so funny. But I also went to pool. I went to play pool with my friends, and I used to be really bad at pool. I was really good at Apple games pool, like iMessage games, and I did pool all the time in school. Like, it was just, I was in class, like, yeah, okay, don't do what I did, but I was in class just playing pool on my phone. And I was #amazing. I was slaying at pool. And then I did it in real life for the first time like a year ago, and I was like, oh, it's not like the Apple game, which is like, duh, Yana, of course it's not like the Apple game, because you're actually doing it. It's like Wii tennis versus actual tennis. Like, obviously it's not the same thing, but it was pretty difficult. And then I went for the third time to play pool this weekend, and I was actually kind of slaying, not gonna lie. I was doing so well, and I really want to go pool again. I love bowling. I do love bowling. I did drunk bowling once, which is kind of what this episode is about. I did drunk bowling once. It was really fun. It was really funny, and the bowling place was kind of fancy, so they had like Aperol spritzes, and I was like, yeah, you better give me that. You better take my money right now. And I'm just generally just happy, just doing good stuff. I'm very busy this weekend, but it's a good type of busy. It's not something that I'm excited to get to the weekend so that I can do all these things. And I've been making sure I'm in line with my work for uni, because uni comes first, as always. I need a degree. Degrees are nice to have sometimes when you need to depend on them in the future. And I also just like what I'm doing in uni, so why would I waste that, But still, I'm happy I have like hobbies and stuff now, because after the IB, I never thought I would have a hobby. I was like, who am I if not my work, which was very difficult to go through. But definitely happy about that, happy to do stuff again. I really am excited for the warmer weather. I really hope it gets warm soon, because I'm just done. I've been wearing the same sweater. You've seen the sweater like 3 times. I've been wearing the same sweater for too long, truly. And it's time for a change. I need change immediately. I need change. But let's get into the episode, because I'm excited and I'm really tired. So I would love to get this over with, guys. I feel like my episodes are just always 30 minutes. They used to be like 40 minutes before, and now I'm just like, guys, 30 minutes. I only say what needs to be said. I don't think I should waffle that much. I waffle at the beginning so that I don't waffle during the actual content of the episode. And that's so important. So today I'm going to talk about clubbing. I'm going to talk about drinking. I'm going to talk about uni life, clubbing, drinking, stuff like that, what I've learned, what stands out to me. So if you are underage, whatever that means in your country, in Europe, most of the time it means under 18, sometimes it means under 21, whatever it is, this is not for you. So maybe don't watch this, because it might be YouTube rules thing, but just so you know, we're going to be talking about alcohol, drinking, stuff like that. So just making sure that all of yous that shouldn't be drinking are not watching this. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a fucking competition. You don't have to drink at 14 years old. You can wait, and you will probably thank yourself for it later. Anyways, let's keep going. I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to start off with the good, because I feel like there's a lot of good things that can come out of clubbing. The feeling of getting ready is just unmatched. Putting on like a bad bitch playlist and putting on your makeup, doing your hair, putting on a cute outfit, feeling yourself, taking pictures, especially when you're with friends. I always always either invite friends over or do it with my roommates, like get ready with my roommates, because the vibe is just unmatched. It's this inner motivation, ready to go kind of stuff, like knowing that you have nothing else to worry about except tonight. It's a very nice thing to like live in the moment in that way, because it really does make you feel like you're living in the moment. And it's kind of like a bit of self-care, like getting ready, feeling good about yourself, knowing that you're going to have a lot of fun, getting ready to have a lot of fun, taking the time to just, yeah, let yourself have fun for a bit. Stop the stress, stop the thoughts, start the party. So that's definitely something that I love about clubbing. I'm also more of a bar girl though. I feel like bars are much better sometimes because the music is not too loud. There's not crazy lights and you can actually talk to people. And I like when the bar is close to me because a bitch likes Baileys, and I want to get my Baileys without having to go through crowds of people. I hate when I never order drinks at a club. First of all, because why would I? I just pre-drink at home, like save money. Second of all, it's such a hassle. You have to go to the bar. God forbid it's a whole mission getting to that bar, first of all. Going through the crowds of people dancing and jumping and going crazy and having to hold somebody's hand getting from one place to the other. It's a nightmare. Then you get to the bar. You wait like 10 minutes to finally order your drink. The bar is sticky. Sticky. You finally get your drink. Now what do? Do you go to the dance floor, do you think? Do you move from one place to the other, do you think? God forbid, because then I'll drop my drink, or I'll spill my drink, or somebody will spill my drink. It's just a nightmare. There's so many nightmares. And when you take a sip, maybe somebody bumps into you, start choking. It's just literally not possible. So I definitely do like bars. If I'm planning to drink somewhere and I'm planning to buy a drink, I would definitely go to a bar instead of a club, because clubbing for me is just dancing and having fun. Bars are like for chill, drinking, multiple hour ordeal. I don't like to spend too long in clubs. I usually actually leave the club when I'm like having fun, but I'm feeling like I won't have fun in about 10 minutes. So when I know that I've reached my peak, then I'm like, yeah, I think I should go, because then I'm not too tired or too sober, or I don't leave time for my night to be ruined. And it's just like, when you gotta go, you gotta go. I think like when I still have enough energy to take my makeup off, that's when I go. If I don't have the energy to take my makeup off, I already know that this is just not the vibe. So yeah, I don't wait for it to be boring or stupid or annoying or for something bad to happen to leave the club. I just leave the club when I know that I've reached my peak and that I'm ready to go. I think I'm good. I've had fun. I've had a good few songs. Usually when I start feeling like I want to go home, I wait 3 songs more and then I'm like, okay, now let's go. And usually that time is also very nice when you like hear a really good song and you're like, thank God I stayed for just a little bit. But I do love the feeling. As much as I don't like crowds sometimes, I do love the feeling of dancing in the middle of a giant crowd. For some reason, even if you're surrounded by so many people, like hundreds of people, you feel alone because you don't know any of them. I mean, I never go to the club alone, but sometimes like when you start dancing in the middle of everybody, you kind of feel like you're in your own little world. And it's such a amazing feeling to just have everything be so inconsequential, and like you're the only person at this club enjoying the music and dancing and having fun. It's such a great feeling. And I do enjoy dancing with random people. Sometimes I see like a really cool girl that's just having so much fun, and we like make eye contact and we're like, yes girl, let's dance. And like you start dancing with random people. I love doing that so much. Or just dancing with my friends. I never go to a club alone. First of all, safety issue for me personally. If I need something, if I need somebody, if something goes wrong, I need somebody to be able to be there for me. And second of all, it's just like I'm not that independent, guys. I need at least one person that I know to be able to feel very comfortable. And I feel like you need to be pretty comfortable in a club. I don't think you need to feel uncomfortable and actually lonely at a club. That does not make my vibe at all. But I love just making memories, and I feel like you can meet a lot of new people there. Like if you see a really cool girl, you can be like, what's your Instagram? And in that moment it does not matter, because you're both drunk, you're both on cloud nine, you're both having the time of your lives. Of course you want your Instagram. Yes. Or when you go to the bathroom and everybody's like, oh my god, you're so pretty, what's your Instagram? Like that's where you make friends. And then you text them on Instagram, or you kind of stalk them and like their pictures when they post. And it's just a very cute thing. And then you get reminded of that night and you're like, wow, that was a good night. And I met somebody cool, got a new follower on Insta. That's so not the vibe. Like if you're just asking people for their Instagrams because you want more followers, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to look at you and ask you to reflect. My stomach is making noises. I hope you don't hear that. However, even if it's really nice, we need to get to the bad and the ugly. Creepy guys are usually creepy, but alcohol, it has the power to make you feel very confident, which on one hand is great for some people, and on the other is not so great for other people. Some people just don't need the confidence. Some people abuse the confidence. And creepy men are part of that demographic. Obviously women can be creepy, but in my experience, I've had creepy men most of the time. I'm sure if I was a guy, I would have probably had my fair share of creepy women. But the thing is, I'm not exactly able to defend myself very easily. I'm weak. I have no arm strength. I think we all know that by now. I mean, the only reason I look buff is because I have this sweater on, but you can look at other episodes. I don't have fucking biceps, okay? I can't fight you off. So creepy men enjoy my company because they're like, oh, she's easy. No, I'm not. But anyways, I remember I was in Spain once on my senior trip, and I thankfully was with a lot of people. I was with a lot of guys, I was with a lot of girls, because it was my classmates. And we went out to this club, and it was like 4 a.m. at one point, and we were like, yeah, let's go, we're good, we're done. And so we go outside, and there was these guys in the club while we're dancing that were like trying to dance in between us and like get to me and like dance with me and grab my waist. And I was like, I have a boyfriend, I don't want this. Even if I didn't have a boyfriend, I don't want this. I'm not at the club to dance with guys. I'm at the club to dance with myself and my friends. Like, leave me alone. And I went outside, and these guys were there, and thankfully I was with a group. And this guy was like, where are you from? You're so beautiful. I think I'm in love with you. And I was like, okay, that's weird, but like, whatever. Like, he's just talking. He's just drunk. And then all of a sudden, he was like, I was like, I have a boyfriend. Or like, I remember, like, I think he asked me if I had a boyfriend or not. And I was like, yeah, I have a boyfriend. And he was like, no, you don't have a boyfriend. Your boyfriend's not here. And I was like, that's not funny anymore. And so he grabs my wrist and starts pulling me towards him. And I was just like, oh my God, I think I'm going to shit myself. So I was very, very scared in that moment. The adrenaline was pumping through my body. And thankfully, one of my pretty buff, tall friends, he separated us. He separated us, and he was like, what are we doing? Like, I was like, no, we're not doing this. So we had to leave like really quickly because I wasn't scared of what this guy was capable of, or what he would want to be capable of in this moment. So that was definitely one of my weird experiences. I know my friends have a lot of experiences with getting their drinks spiked, or creepy guys in general that kiss them without their permission, and like really weird shit like that, or like guys who walk past you and touch your ass. And it's just like, hello, I'm a human being. Like, leave me alone. Why can't you understand that? Oh my God, things get stolen. If somebody steals it's my worst nightmare to get my jacket stolen, because I've had so many people that are like, yeah, I got my jacket stolen at the club. Thankfully, there's like lockers next to the club strip, near my like in the center of the city I live in. So there's like places you can put it in a locker, but it's like kind of inconvenient because right now it's super cold. So I wouldn't even want to walk to the club from the locker place. And it's just generally a really annoying thing. And I don't really necessarily have a good, warm, cheap jacket. So it's just always a fear of mine that I'll leave my jacket somewhere and it's gonna get stolen. So that's definitely really annoying. Um, Drinks can be so expensive. I guess like I like pre-drinking, but the problem is that if, for example, I'm at the club for a really long time, then you eventually like sober up a little bit because you're dancing all night, blah blah. You sober up, you pee, stuff like that. You gotta do what you gotta do. And I don't really feel like getting a new drink, first of all because of that whole ordeal that I just explained earlier, but also because it's just really expensive. Like I got a Red Bull vodka once, and it was literally 8 euros. And like, really? 8 euros for a vodka Red Bull? I can make that at home. Vodka, Red Bull 50 cents. Vodka, what? Maximum for a bottle of vodka. 5 euros, I would say. 5 to 10 euros. That's a bottle of vodka. Like, it should not be that expensive, and it really annoys me because I just want to have a night out as a student, nonetheless, without having to spend so much money. So I definitely get annoyed at that. And I don't like beer, and beer is usually the cheapest thing on the menu, but I don't like beer at all. So that's really freaking annoying. Oh my goodness, my friend's stair incident. So we were at this club and they had stairs. First of all, no, don't have stairs at a club. That's already a bad idea. Like, come on. But that wasn't the problem. Wasn't that she was super drunk. She was pretty drunk, but she wasn't, she wasn't out fall off the stairs drunk. We were going up to the bar. We got our drinks. We were going down the stairs, and for some reason, people were dropping their drinks everywhere because drunk people in a closed environment drop their drinks. And so the stairs were super slippery. One thing led to another, and my friend busted her ass on those stairs. Oh my, that was on Valentine's Day more than 2 weeks ago, and she has still the biggest, worst bruise I've ever seen on a human being. It's genuinely horrible. And she was like sobbing, and I was like, wow, this is a safety hazard. Stairs are a fucking safety hazard at a club. I feel like that's so weird. Like, there's so many clubs. It's just so wrong. Don't have stairs in a club. Not in the club. Maybe the entrance, you have stairs up or down, whatever. That's fine. That's the entrance. But inside of the club, multiple flights of stairs. What is your problem? Do you want to see people killed? Do you want to get a lawsuit? I just don't understand it. I would always say that crowds and music and lights can sometimes be really overwhelming, and like sensory issues can play a big role in that. And for some reason, there's a trend with guys these days. Maybe it's just the Netherlands. I don't know if it's like a thing everywhere else. But sometimes guys, like all the guys, I'm not talking one or two guys at the club. When one or two guys do it, everyone starts doing it. Taking their shirts off and then just being shirtless at the club. I don't need to see all that. I don't know. It's just weird to me. I'm just like, why do we have to be shirtless? It feels kind of awkward. I don't know. I don't like it. I really don't like it. And it's like a thing now. And what is this trend of guys taking their shirts off at the club? We never asked. Nobody asked. Please put your shirt back on, sir. Please. I don't want to see your nipples. Nobody wants to see your nipples. Maybe somebody wants to see your nipples, but that's not me. Get a room. Literally get a room. Okay. I'm going to talk about being a good wing woman because I feel like that's actually incredibly interesting. Being a good wing woman, I have to learn more tactics on being a good wing woman because I don't necessarily think I'm going to be single soon. And even if I were to be, knock on wood, I don't want to be. But even if I were to be, I still think I should be a good wing woman because, you always have those times where you have to like get a guy for a girl, for your friend. So, but now especially I'm the girl in a relationship with my friends that are all single. So I have that responsibility on me now to be a wing woman and to get them guys. So I'm going to give my little tricks, which not really tricks, but we don't, whatever. I'm not smooth at all. So you will find out soon. One of my tricks, get this. So a guy's his back is towards us. She's like, I like that one. I'm like, got it. Tap him on the shoulder as fast as I can. Turn to my friend, push her towards him. She starts dancing with him. Goes well. Make out session. Next. That's what I did last time. It worked. People laugh at me for telling them the story, but it worked. And so why am I being hated on? Because tactic, the end goal was achieved. I don't see anything wrong with that. Period. Also, perfect targets are the guys with friends. I talk to their friend. My friend talks to their friend. She makes a move. I distract. Sometimes this could go very wrong because the last time I did this, the guy was like, "Can I kiss you?" And I was like, "Uh-oh. No, you cannot. I do not want to kiss you." That was really awkward. So that one is a little bit iffy. But usually to distract them, you can also just dance with them. But that's also iffy because what if they just grab you and you're like, no, I don't want to be grabbed. It's just a lot. Because guys think like, oh, there's two girls coming at you. One of them is talking to one guy. The other is talking to the other guy. Both guys have a girl. It's not always like that. It's just being a wing woman and trying your best. Or you can easily just introduce the girl, be like, hey, this is my friend. She finds you super cute. Maybe you should dance with her. She's a really good dancer. Something like that. I really don't know. I think I'm pretty good with this when I'm a little bit more drunk because I'm very outgoing. I'm usually outgoing, but when I'm drunk, I just do things without just like, yeah, let's do that. I'm down. So it's definitely way easier to just like go ahead and be like, yo, this girl finds you hot and she's pretty fucking hot too. So you better get on that. I don't think I would usually say this to somebody if I was sober. Maybe. I haven't had to do that yet, so you never know. I might actually be able to. I feel like I'd have the guts. It depends on the day. Maybe if it's like a Friday, I'd be more but maybe if it's like a Monday, I'd be like, no, I don't want to deal with this right now. It's the start of the week. Okay, while you're being a wingwoman, or wingman, or mostly wingwoman, but also wingman, don't ever accept free drinks if you don't want anything. Because the thing is, most guys will expect something from you when they buy you a free drink. It's the same way of like going out with a guy on a date and expecting him to pay, and then some guys are like, I paid for your dinner, so you better put out. And I think the same kind of goes for buying a girl drinks. You buy her a drink, she drinks the drink, then she drinks you. So it's a hit or miss. I just say to be safe, to make sure that nobody has something on you, like an expectation because you've done something. Don't accept a free drink if you don't want anything with the guy. Or just in general, I wouldn't, just buy your own drinks. Make sure that you can take care of them because you never know the process between that drink being bought and getting to you. A lot can happen. You could get spiked. So make sure that you're being safe. Make sure that you're being responsible. I know you're drunk, but that is no excuse to be irresponsible. And if you're always irresponsible when you're drunk, maybe you shouldn't get drunk. That's all I'm saying. And speaking of drinking responsibly, I have to because I have to have this conversation with you because I've realized a lot of people, especially in uni, we tend to have this expectation that in uni you have to be drunk all the time. You have to have the time of your life because you're the youngest and at your prime. And it's like, that's not true though. I really don't think that we should expect that of us. If you don't want to drink, you don't want to drink. It's your life, because one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, damn, I spent all my time drinking. Like, did I really enjoy it? And if you did really enjoy it, amazing, but that's not for everybody. So I know that I've sometimes felt pressured to be like, well, I'm in uni, so I'm supposed to drink. No, Do what you want, do what makes you happy, do what makes you have fun. Have fun the way you want to have fun. And if the people around you only want you to drink and force you to drink, it's not the people that you should be around. You should be around like-minded people that understand you. They can drink, sure, but they don't have to pressure you to drink. And you don't have to pressure yourself to drink. But I always pre-drink with friends beforehand because I have more time to chat with them and I have more time to just generally take my time with drinking. I don't like to play a lot of drinking games a lot of the time because I'm somebody who is a very lightweight person. I always start drinking really late if I'm going out because then I have, less time to drink basically. So I drink less. And I play drinking games, but I know when to stop when I'm feeling like drunk-ish, basically, like between tipsy and drunk. I like take a moment, drink some water because I don't want to go overboard. I'm also a sleeper. So if I get really drunk, I get really sleepy. And I'm trying to go to the club right now, so I usually just stop because of that as well. I also hate hangovers. Another little thing. I actually sometimes get I sometimes get headaches in the middle of drinking, and it's really annoying. So I make sure that I take my time. Always have food and water. Please have a meal before you drink. Please, for the love of God. I don't care if it's ramen. It should be just something carby and fatty and proteiny. Make sure you have a nice meal before you get drunk, or at least have snacks while you're getting drunk, because it can be really, really unhealthy. Don't drink to the point where you have to throw up. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my God, I threw up. I was so drunk last night. And they're kind of bragging about it, but it's like, that's really bad for your body. Maybe I don't want to be like, am I better than everyone? But it's just bad for your health. Drink just the amount that gets you drunk. If you really want to be drunk, fine. But don't overdo it because you might really hurt yourself or make a mistake, and then that you can regret that for the rest of your life. You can also get alcohol poisoning. So that's not a hospital bill that you want to pay, do you? So that's all I'm saying. Oh my God. Please do not get crossfaded. Trust me. I've been there. I've done that. No. Absolutely not. I have thrown up every single time I've gotten crossfaded. Every single time. There's not been one time that I've gotten crossfaded that I did not throw up. So, take it from me. Please, for the love of the Holy Lord, don't get crossfaded. It is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's just anything. Just don't mix drugs and alcohol too much, okay? Just do it once for the funsies. I'm kidding. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Either get high or get drunk. Don't do both. Make sure you're well rested. Do your work before you get drunk, just in case you get hungover the next day. That's what I always do. When I know that I'm getting drunk at a certain night, I'm like, okay, do I have any serious responsibilities or deadlines for the next day? No? Let's go. Yeah. And also you feel a little bit more free and happy and stuff like that. You don't have anything on your mind, which is great, because I know that a lot of people cope with stress by drinking. And if you have a lot of stress when you start drinking, you might drink a little bit too much. So make sure you don't have that much stress or anxiety. And if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. You don't have to drink. You can still go to the club. You don't have to drink. I really believe that. Like, I'm seeing people today, I'm seeing people tomorrow, like during the night, just having drinks with them. And I'm just like, hey, maybe I just don't want to drink. And that's completely fine. Or at a party when everybody's like, yeah, this is a great party. Let's get drunk. If you don't want to get drunk, you don't have to get drunk. And if people judge you for that, that's them. That's on them. That's just them not understanding you. And I find it kind of sad that people can't imagine a life being fun without alcohol and being under the influence. I like alcohol. I like being drunk. I like having fun like that. But that's not the only way to have fun. You can still connect with people without being drunk all the time. You can still have fun without being drunk all the time. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. I don't care if you're 19, 20, 21, right in the middle of college, and this is your prime years. Okay? And that doesn't mean you have to put toxins in your body. I'm not going to sit here and be like I'm better than everybody, because I'm not. I've made horrible decisions with alcohol. I've made horrible decisions with weed. I've made horrible decisions with a lot of things. Weed is legal here, so I'm allowed to say this. But at the end of the day, we should all make sure that we're feeling good and that we really want to do something, and that we know our limits, know our boundaries, know what's good for us, because staying healthy at the end of the day is the most important, because how are you ever going to have fun if you're not healthy? If you get alcohol poisoning, you're really going to fucking regret that. If you get something wrong with your liver and you can never drink again, or like if you get hurt while you're drunk and you break something, or God forbid you can't walk or some shit like that, or you die, like, you know, you make sure that you're safe and being responsible when you're doing these things, because anything can happen, and you want to have fun for as long as possible, right? You want to live enough to see all the possibilities of life and all the fun of life. So make sure you take care of yourself and be kind to yourself, be kind to your body. So yeah, that was today's episode. I love clubbing, I love drinking, and I hope that everybody can understand where I'm coming from with this. And hey, if you don't like drinking, you don't like clubbing, that is all good. I don't see anything wrong with that. Everybody likes what they like. And sometimes there's always somebody for you that can relate to you. You just have to find the people that are willing to accept that, and that are willing to be respectful, and that are willing to do what you want to do. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was kind of just for funsies. I didn't really know. Yeah, I feel like I've been clubbing quite a lot. I mean, obviously, I'm in college and I'm legal age, so I can do that. But there's a lot of things that I have learned, and that I try to keep consistent, because I still have responsibilities in my life, and I still like to live my life and be a functioning human being. So I don't like hangovers. I just enjoy being productive. And I feel like a lot of the times alcohol stops me from that and stops me from reaching my potential. So I make sure that when I'm drinking, I do it in a way that doesn't interfere with my daily life. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening. I hope you're staying safe, staying healthy, having fun. I hope the weather where you are is very good. And I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Goodbye.